Hello and welcome to the St Kilda and Bayside report. It is August 2023. I'm Gary Peer.
It is August, Gary, but don't we talk about the month gone by, which is actually, in fact, July?
Wouldn't you be Jeremy Roses? That would be the time.
I know you've been away for a while, Gary,
Okay.
but I don't think you've lost complete consciousness.
No, I may have. Jeremy, good to see you. It's
How long have you been away for? Just
I've been away a bit, you know. Like
no, just the last little. Was it a week and a half or 2 weeks?
Yeah,
Have you been back a week?
Nights. Yeah, been back a week.
Back a week, okay. Because you're looking a little, just a touch unkept.
It's starting to get that way.
There's one particular eyebrow there that looks like it's, sometimes they catch a vine and they end up, this could circle into your ear. So you've got to be very careful, Gary.
Got to be careful. You don't know what will become of it. But I had a haircut before I left, so it was pretty good, I thought.
Yeah, but it's warm where you were, no doubt, on your study tour.
It was on my study tour of properties of all sorts.
Loved seeing you in the pink outfit last week, by the way.
On the Barbie, on the GPTV, yeah. Well,
not your finest moment.
It wasn't my happiest moment either, got to say, but it was thrust upon me. It's a bit of a Barbie world. Have you seen the Barbie film?
I haven't. But I have no intention to do it.
No, fair enough.
How excited, though, was Phil when Barbie came out that he could actually now wear that pink jacket with some degree of pride?
He loved it.
Now no one looks at him oddly, although do they?
Well, they look at him oddly for a lot of reasons. The jacket would be probably one of the last ones. Jeremy, it's good to be back, and it's good to see what's going on in the world of St Kilda and Bayside real estate. We have found ourselves in a situation now where there is lots coming up, finally.
Finally.
Happy to say that.
I wouldn't say lots. I think that the tap is now on.
Yeah, and it's been well and truly off. So for those of you that know or have an association or friendship with a real estate agent, give him or her a big hug, wherever they'd like to be identified. Give them a big hug because it's been pretty lean out there for the last... we don't get a lot of sympathy from the public. We're not people that people feel sorry for.
Do you genuinely believe that somebody out there actually feels for the real estate agents, other than maybe your wife, my wife, and all of our partners?
Well, they're probably the last ones that would, but I think yes. I think people understand that, we have lives as well. We're just, flesh and blood, cut us, we'll bleed.
It's just a job, Gary.
And that's who we are, Anyway, let's talk about what's been happening. Let's talk about what's sold. Let's talk about what's coming up. Let's talk about the clearance rates, because they've been pretty good. They're probably averaged at between 80 and 85, I reckon, over the last month or so. What do you put that down to?
Clearly an undersupply of stock. I mean, I'd like to sit here and be quite boastful and say that I think our processes and systems are such that we get a lot of deals done, and they are correct.
You can say that because we're always above the industry average, and we're always above the average in our area as well. So you can have that boastful moment.
Well, I don't want to be boastful about it.
No, I'd like
factual,
to be. Yeah,
but I do think it's probably... I think we've made a conscious effort to double down on marketing, to double down on getting price right. And clearly the lack of stock and the lack of choice is driving buyers to our door. Probably, I would say, more so than others, because our average at opens versus the market seems to be a little bit higher, Gary.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we do also have the great fortune of listing a lot of beautiful properties for a lot of wonderful people. And, that sort of comes through in the market, not necessarily the people, but the properties certainly do. But I kind of think that even though the stock volume is going to lift now, I think the clearance rates will be maintained, because I think there's a lot of people that were waiting also to act and to do, and everybody kind of sits back. There is a bit of a herd mentality sometimes. So I think people have sat back and waited, but I say bring on the spring, bring on the volume, because it is going to be a very exciting next, and that's why I've holidayed. You've holidayed.
Yes, I have.
We've rested, and we are ready for big time action, and I think we're going to have it between now and certainly November inclusive. It's going to be huge.
This is true, Gary. Good summary. But let's summarise some of the sales from last month, because even though it was quiet, there was activity.
There was some activity, and there was some very exciting and competitive auctions. I did get to enjoy doing the auction at 12 Kilda Grove, as Kilda Reese, which is certainly a bit of a favourite address, lovely street, and that sold for... with good competition, Jeremy, sold for $1,456,000 above what was expected.
Yes.
And the next street, Wilgar Street, I think we had a sale there of an apartment. Let's flash that up at $600,000. So well done to Nikki Janova on that one. Scott Street, Elwood.
That was a fun at that auction.
You were the auctioneer. Hey, I think we should show the footage. I think we've got the footage. I mean, there's not many auctions. That's the auction I'm thinking of, isn't it? There's not many auctions where the buyer is standing in front of the auctioneer like this. And so excited. Is that the auction I'm talking about? There's a young lady, and she's standing, and you're dragging it out and making it long and counting it down. And she's like, come on, please, come on. And finally, it's been knocked down and sold. It's one of the most joyous reactions. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a look at this.
And $20,000. It looks like you're going to buy it in a moment's time. Gonna call it 3 times. First call at 8:20. You don't want to go 8:21 just for fun? Second call at 8:21, more might do it. Second call, third and final call at $820,000. Best of three bidders. Finished over here, done over here at $820,000. Are you sure? First, second, third and final call. Get ready to congratulate our buyers in a moment's time because at $820,000, all finished, all silent, all done. At $820,000 we are selling. At $820,000 the property is sold. Congratulations. Thank you all for your bidding competition and have a great weekend. Thank you.
So it's interesting with that one. You can see from the footage she was quite elated and excited about it, but she was sitting on the couch and the bidder was around the corner against her, and I kind of made a gesture or a joke to say, I haven't made it up. There is actually a bidder there. She got off her chair, walked around and had a proper look, and then she didn't move. And I thought, this is a great tactic, but I don't think it was a tactic. I think it was just luck.
And eyeballed that buyer directly,
Yeah.
and then went on with the job. So well done to her anyway. But that's what real estate's about. That sort of, for us, that heightened emotion is a lot of fun.
You forget that a little bit
You
nowadays,
do a little
don't
bit.
you?
3 Alston Grove. Well, that was a very iconic property that was sold.
This is
in
cool
Eastern
real
Kilda.
estate.
Cool real estate. Great house. Congratulations to the seller of that, who's been there and owned it for quite some time. 44 Balaclava Road.
I was going to say, on that cool vibe,
Yeah.
that was another kind of iconic sort of 60s,
Mid-century,
70s, mid-century architecture, which went well. I think we ended up selling that before auction, Gary.
Love the style of those homes. And another one like that was 44 Balaclava Road. It's the corner of Sidwell Avenue. And there's a Sidwell Avenue story coming at you too. But now that property was sold, it was into the twos, price undisclosed, well into the twos. And
Can we talk about
popular
Sidwell Avenue,
property.
Gary?
Well, I think we should.
'Cause
Sidwell
it's
Avenue.
fresh.
Sidwell Avenue was only sold a few days ago.
It's an August auction though, Gary.
It was an August auction. It's okay. We can talk about that. We don't have to be so segmented and stiff and structured and regimented.
No, why would we start now?
Exactly right. Sidwell Avenue was sold on the weekend. I think it was
5 bidders.
5 bidders. Expected to get sort of somewhere maybe low,
Early twos,
possibly mid, but of course that ran away. So I'm not sure the prices are disclosed.
Well, let's pretend it's disclosed and let's just say that it's sold significantly in excess of
many
that
hundreds of thousands above
reserve,
expectation and reserve in the top of the range. So well done to the vendors. Also a home that had been a bit of a generational home, been in the same family hands for many years.
Number of years.
Jim, we're also selling, some properties that are
a lot of apartments, Gary.
more affordable properties like the one in Fulton Street.
Fulton Street was a cracker, Gary.
That was a beauty, wasn't
it's
it?
a nice little Mediterranean
I
style
love that
block.
building. I love that building.
On the corner of
I
Fulton.
didn't put it together because, Fulton Street, that's right on the corner of Westbury. And of course, I used to work at the Westbury Walkabout, they used to call it, on the corner there.
It's
corner of
had
Westbury
a
Elm
number of
Road.
changes since then
It
after,
has.
legal battles, obviously, to remove your name from the graffiti from the wall, which
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure
I
you
did
would have
well.
done.
I was, dutifully exploited there as a young man. I got $1 an hour for stacking
well
shelves,
paid. Very well paid.
sweeping, mopping, and lifting crates. So that was my former. And then I took a downgrade into real estate. We go on to Canterbury Road.
Yep.
We sold that in St Kilda
Sold that
West.
before auction, Gary?
Sold for $320,000. Fulton Street, going back to that, sold, it's probably on the screen, sold for
In excess of
$811,000.
Crazy cool rooftop terrace with that one, Gary.
Yeah,
Very
really,
St Kilda.
Really, very cool. We've got some great offerings. Now, I've got to say that it's been known, and I think it is known, that we are somewhat the apartment block specialists.
We are indeed.
And we have had the pleasure of selling something like 120 blocks of apartments, but that number's going to
be
grow.
more, Gary.
It's going to be more.
Gotta be more.
And we don't have to wait very long to see the next one because it's coming up in just a day or two time. Tell us about this property.
10th of August, Gary, Marriott Street, 1 at 12 Marriott Street, just up the road from the last block that you and I sold a number of months ago. 24 bedrooms here, Gary, 12 bathrooms, 12 car spaces. Thinking we'll hopefully get some interest in excess of $5 million on this one, and it should be a great trophy investment. Just set and forget there, Gary. Lease it out and just watch your income grow.
Big day, 10th of August. I think my father would have been 110.
Wow.
10th of August this year, or thereabouts. So, and it happens to be the same birthday as Philip Kingston's father, who's not that old. He's in his 90s.
Both of your fathers are born on the same day.
Yeah, both of our fathers born on the same day. And there you go.
Good story.
Jeremy, while we're on a roll with apartment blocks, we've got another one in Chapel Street, 43B, a block of 9 one-bedroom apartments just situated near Alma Road. Tell us a bit about this one.
I'll tell you what's good about this one, Gary, the price point.
Yep.
There's a number of investors, we call them mum and dad investors in that sub 3 million price bracket, which this will appeal to. Again, blocks of flats, you buy them, you lease them out and you just keep them for generation on generation. And that's priced 2.2 to 2.4. It should be as you would say, Gary, snap purchase.
Should be a snap purchase. We've got another block that's actually we don't even have it listed anywhere yet.
No.
Don't have,
You want to talk about that one?
No, you go.
Let's go with Spenser Street, Gary.
That's
another block of apartments.
That is a great street, right on the doorstep of Luna Park.
Just near Luna Park. Not for the first time are we back in Spenser Street, Gary, selling a block. Well, you and I did another block there not so long ago. We've got 15 studio apartments on 674 square metres, if I'm not mistaken.
Fantastic.
You can literally smell the sea breeze from Spenser Street. You can listen to the, what's it called? The Scenic Railway?
Oh, the Scenic Dipper. The Scenic Railway is now.
The Scenic Dipper.
They shut down the Big Dipper. I used to love the Big Dipper.
Yeah, they shut down a few things, Gary. That's the community that we live in. They shut things down and they stop people from... Anyway, we won't get into that because that's a whole nother topic. But anyway, that's a great apartment block there. 26th of August at 3:30. Philip doing the job on that one. Now, you can now talk about this new block because this is a ripper, Gary. I love this block.
Could I say the ink is still wet on the contract?
We don't use ink anymore. Actually, no, that's a lie because
I think
us modern agents that were born, I don't know, in the last sort of maybe say 53, 54, even 55 years, we now do everything on the glass, Gary, on the phone, on the iPad. You have a little Apple Pen and you just sign it away. You, on the other hand, you're still using a pen that sits in your pocket, sits here and just over there for those that are off screen. I just want to get... Can you
don't stay away from that. Can I just also say, by the way, how often I'm at auctions on the weekend. On auctions on the weekend, I've got my little pile, my diary and my keys and phone, which is ringing, and tissues. But can I just say also, Jim, that how many times on the weekend I'm at auctions and people say, oh, can I use your pen? It just so happens this pen, with all the modern fandangled equipment of online, the pen is still mightier than the tech.
They ask you for the pen because they don't come to me and say, can I use the pen? Because they know that I'm a modern kind of non-Luddite that you are. And they go, okay, well, so I say, if you want to use your pen, you know what, grab your phone, type it in, it stays there forever.
They still need the pen, don't they?
What do they say about the power of the pen?
The pen is mightier than the sword. I say it's mightier than the tech. Look, we're talking about a property that has not yet surfaced anywhere.
That's better.
Absolute.
No one knows about it, Gary.
No one knows, Jim, except you, me, the vendor, and maybe Daniel Mitford who's handling the sale. But this is literally straight out of the blocks. This property is at 33 Orange Grove in Balaclava or East St Kilda. I think it's East St Kilda there. I always get mixed up.
Well, you can go either way.
You can go either way. This is a magnificent old-style Art Deco block of 8 magnificent apartments. Jim, this is one of the most exciting listings that I think we've had for a long, long time.
I'll tell you what I love about Orange Grove, Gary.
Tell me.
Is at one end of the street. First of all, you've got a park in the street.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
That's right.
You've got cafes literally at one end, which is the Inkerman. But if they don't satisfy you, you go down to Carlisle Street and there's cafes, there's restaurants, there's bars, there's nightlife, there's the station, there's Chapel Street close by. It is perfectly located. In my opinion, Gary, it is as A-grade bulletproof real estate as you'll find.
And it is not red hot, Jim. It is white hot.
White hot.
Of the position. It is white hot.
Let's move on.
What else have we got coming up?
We've got a lovely apartment here, Gary. 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom in a modern block in Packington Street.
Oh, yeah,
beautiful
that's
spot.
It's
where luxury and lifestyle and location all come together, Gary, in Packington Street.
Magnificent. What a wordsmith you are, or whoever wrote that.
No, somebody else wrote that, Gary. As most good actors will tell you, they're only as good as the script, and it's the script writers. But that's a whole other thing, because having a bit of a problem in America with the script writers.
Yes, I know.
Amongst a few other things.
A few protests.
9 at 6 Hewenden Road, Gary, 7 to 770. This is an old sort of a 70s block, a big, solid 70s block.
And the apartments are big.
They're big, they're broad, they're 2-bed, 2-bath, 1 car.
Broad, beautiful.
I just thought you were talking about me, Gary.
I was.
Yes, 12th of August is that one. Yeah, well, Philip's okay. That's who you're talking about, I assume. We're going down to Elwood soon, Gary. 1 at 4 Garden Court, 1 to 1.1. A beautiful 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1-car, older style. A hidden little Art Deco sanctuary.
It's a gem.
One.
It's a little
It
gem.
is a gem, and Limor and Nikki have the pleasure of bringing that to the market. And we're going to come back from Elwood back to East St Kilda to more older style stuff at Unit 2 at 58A Westbury Street.
That's a good looking block.
450 to 490. This is as good and as grand as 1-bedrooms get. So that's also on the 12th at 2:30. And I think I have auction honours.
Yep,
Hey, you know what? Why don't you talk about that? Because I've got auction honours, but I think you should just squint your eyes to have a bit of a read of that, because you're showing your age, despite the fact that you use a pen.
I want to talk about this property. I also want to talk about another one, or two, actually. I'm going to just go out off script now, because there's three houses that I think are magnificent. 37A Wilgar Street, St Kilda East, is on your screen now. It's an upcoming auction. Lamore and Nikki, the dream team, are handling that property. And I've got to say, this is a beautiful looking home, Jim. A 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, parking for 2 as well. That is a picture postcard perfect facade. Jim, there were 2 other homes to talk about. One of them's in Myrtle Street, which did not sell very recently. It is such a great looking property.
Looking house.
Somewhere 2 million-ish, I'm not sure exactly, but that is a great looking house. And 34 Hotham Street, which has had a price correction and alteration.
That is call it a recalibration of price, Gary.
A recalibration of vendor expectation. Perhaps that is a corner site with a swimming pool, a beautiful period family home. Check that one out in that sort of low 2s range. That's a great house. Over to you.
Speaking of low 2s, Gary, Argyle Street, a great spot off Chapel Street.
Oh, yeah.
This is a gorgeous period home, beautifully renovated. It's got the most delightful backyard. It's got a great little swimming pool, little spa with it. And then at the back, it's got a double garage, which has been converted into this fabulous entertaining area. Little gym and the coolest little sauna, Gary. I'm heavily into saunas at the moment.
Is Little Jim the name of the vendor? Is that his name?
No, I don't think he'd like to be called Little Jim.
Okay, fair enough.
But there is a little gym with a G-Y-M, Gary. Probably something you haven't stepped foot in a while and probably could.
Okay, fair enough.
If you wanted
wouldn't hurt.
to. No, it
that's
wouldn't
for
hurt.
sure. And
Well, it
every
could,
4
actually.
years, would hurt actually. Every 4 years, by the way, if you live in Argyle Street, you have the blessing of just being able to walk to your polling booth, because they do have a little voting centre there. It's very quiet, but every 4 years it comes to life and you can go and vote there, Jim.
I reckon we should probably change the heading of the board.
Exactly.
If you're looking for a polling booth location, you need not look any further.
Polling booth on your doorstep. Let's talk about this great looking building. I love the
Art Deco treasure, Gary. Mitford Street. This little Poet's Corner. It's a beautiful little rounded Art Deco block. Kind of reminds me of our version of a mini sort of flat iron building, even though it's rounded, which is completely different. But it's got that corner where it apexes open.
It does. Love the look
There's
of
a golfing turn and apex, isn't that where the peak of the ball went?
I've got some golfing terms you wouldn't want to hear that I've been screaming around the last time I played golf, but go on.
530 to 575, 2-bedroom, older style, Joel, Sir and Reno, and I believe I might be doing the auction there on the 26th of August, and I'm looking forward to it.
That's a big wrap, Jim. I think they're our offerings, they're our sales. That's enough going on out there to just make everybody aware.
We're going to talk about the football, Gary?
Well, you know, this time next month. We come back to
September, you say, Gary.
When we come back to the next recording.
Should we not?
St Kilda and Bayside. We are going to be either gloating about the Carlton Football Club finally getting into the finals, which win once, I think, in the last, how many years? 15 years.
We actually went to that game together. It was Carlton Richmond.
No, I went to Carlton.
That was before then,
was it? I went to Carlton Sydney.
Maybe
and I went to Sydney. And that was a long, sad flight back. And I remember seeing Brett Ratton Brett Ratton in the, the lounge or whatever it was.
Oh, the lounge, Gary. Were you in the lounge, were you?
Yes.
Well, of course you were in the lounge.
I wasn't lounge, and I remember feeling pretty bad about that. But we could have the Carlton Football Club. So those that join us in loving Carlton, it is an exciting time.
We're both in Navy. So
we are. It's a very exciting time. And I don't think you'll find us the day after the grand final if it just so happened that we got in and won.
Wow, that's a big call, Gary.
Anyway, can you imagine a Carlton Collingwood grand final, how big that would be?
It'd
be
the
biggest
thing. The wood on them too.
Ever. All right, well, as that car that you may hear in the background drags away, we will also just go and fly off now and hit the road.
Gary, actually.
It is. I think it was my car. I shouldn't have left the keys under the wheel. That's a big wrap on this week's St Kilda and Bayside Report. I'm Gary Peer.
I'm Jeremy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.